Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your favorite film podcast, The Average Film Enjoyer. We are your average film enjoyers, Trey and Evan. And today, we got a lot we're talking about. We're going to talk about the latest in movie news, including Denis Villeneuve's newest film that he just announced. We're going to check off, it's a long-awaited episode because we skipped last week. We're going to talk about PTA's, debatably, his two best movies, The Master and There Will Be Blood. And then we're going to just talk about some of the stuff we've been watching recently, which I think we've both been watching some good stuff that we kind of want to talk about. But first, before we get into anything, Evan, my friend, how are you doing? How's your week been? How's the new place?
It's been a good week. New place is good, very good. I was going to ask you to do the opening and say, welcome to the Average Paul Thomas Anderson Enjoyers podcast, because...
Welcome to the average... welcome to the Average Paul Thomas Anderson Enjoyers podcast.
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm very excited to talk about these movies.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I've been watching. I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3, cooking through that. It's peak as shit. I need to go buy a PlayStation 3 now, because I don't have mine anymore, and the only way to play Metal Gear Solid 4 is on the PlayStation 3, unfortunately.
I bet you can find, like, a cheap one, like, on eBay or something.
I was looking on eBay, and they have them for, like, $60. So, I might just buy one.
Yeah. But that's sick. I've been playing a lot of, MLB The Show.
W.
Yeah, just hitting absolute nukes. But yeah, I'm doing good. Finally checked off The Master and There Will Be Blood. I got D&D tonight.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be sick as hell. Yeah, I'm ready to get into it. Movie news. It's been kind of a light week as far as movie news goes. I did see this. Amy Adams her next movie is supposed to come out December 6th, 2024. And the title, I'm like, yes, please. It's called Night Bitch. And all one word. And I'm just like, yeah, just give it to me now, please.
Did you
that
read
sounds
the synopsis
sick.
of the movie?
No.
It's about a lady who's convinced she's turning into a dog. Get it?
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, give it to
That sounds awesome.
Need it.
We also got, let's see. I'm trying to save Denis, for last. I don't know. It's been, again, oh, yeah, we need to talk about this. We got our first look at Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster. Holy cow.
Dude, that movie looks like it's gonna have insane vibes.
I'm already sold. I can't wait an entire year for this. It just looks, oh my gosh, it looks excellent. I'm so excited. I am so excited.
I really wanna see that.
I
need
also
to watch
like
the original Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I've never seen any Frankenstein movies, so yeah, I'm very excited for this, especially since Christian Bale has never turned in a bad role. Yeah. Like, even if it's like a bad movie or an okay movie, you're like, well, at least Christian Bale was awesome, you know?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, at least Christian Bale was so good. Underutilized, yes. But was he good? Yes, very much so. I think that's the last... I mean, again, it's pretty light. I feel like when we go on Fridays, it's usually pretty light. A lot of this stuff happens over the weekend.
Yeah.
So... Oh, we got our first teaser for Bambi the Reckoning in the Pooniverse.
Yeah.
Looks great. I'm so excited. And again, I don't know, I still need to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Because I've heard it's amazing. And I got out of Ghostbusters, and there was these girls coming out of Blood and Honey 2, and I was like, so how was it? I don't know if it's a joke or not, that people are like saying it's so amazing, and they're like, no, it's actually like really good. And I was like, how are the kills? And she's like, they were awesome. And I was like, oh man,
that's
I need
awesome.
to go see this. Yeah.
What I should
have said is, would you be down to go see it again with me?
Yeah.
No.
Next time.
Yeah, you had something?
Yeah, Julia Garner cast as the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I like it. She's the daughter from Ozark, yeah?
Yeah. No, Ruth from Ozark.
Yeah. Sorry, I've never seen the show. I've just seen clips. So I don't know her like relationship with Jason Bateman in that show. But from the clips I have seen of her that have been coming up on my TikTok, because she's been cast, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm down.
She's amazing.
And if you're one of those people that gets pissed if they Silver Surfer's a dude. Well, we don't really know that. He's a sentient alien being. So, but if you're one of those people, if they cast someone like not as they are in the source material, like the book or the comic, I'm trying to think of someone off the top of my head. I don't know. But if you're one of those people that gets pissed at that, calm down, dude. Okay? Fine. It's fine. As long as they give a good performance, I'm just like, I'm cool. But yeah, I do like that. I think that's a good casting. At least for the limited stuff I've seen from her. I think that is a good casting. So, should we talk about it? Denis Villeneuve's
Well, do you want to talk about the nuke
announcement?
thing first, or the fact that Dune Messiah is officially a go?
What? Dune Messiah? I didn't hear about that. Let's talk about that first.
Yep, it's in development. Legendary Pictures tweeted it out. Holy cow. This...
And he is directing it, right?
I would... Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't say, they just said it's in development.
If they're like directed by David Leitch or something like that,
they never. That.
If Denis Villeneuve is not directing Dune Messiah, we will stop doing this podcast. There is no hope.
By David Lynch.
There's no hope left for this world if nobody but Denis Villeneuve. If anybody but Denis Villeneuve directs that.
This is going to be very interesting. Again, I know that you don't know what happens in this book and that you don't want to know.
Yeah,
so,
I'm like a third of the way through Dune right now, and holy peak.
Yeah, it's peak. Dune Messiah is going to be a really interesting movie. I want to see... I haven't read God Emperor Dune yet, but somebody becomes, merges with the Shai Hulud and becomes God Emperor worm man that's like 50 feet tall. Yeah, I need that shit on screen. But so many people say that the later Dune books are just not adaptable. They're too weird.
Yeah, well, and Denis Villeneuve has said explicitly that he only wants to do a trilogy. That he only wants to do up to Dune Messiah. Will the studios let him do it because of all the money he's making? We'll see. Will they hopefully let him do it?
Get a new director. That would suck.
Yeah, that'd be so dumb. But his new movie that has been announced. It's based off a book called Nuclear War, a Scenario. This movie, it sounds like it's basically Denis Villeneuve is going to be making a film about what would happen in the case of full-out nuclear war. And the tweet I saw from Discussing Film says he's been talking with very experts and all these different experts in that field to make this film as accurately as they can. And I am so down. It sounds like a post-apocalyptic drama type deal. I'm so excited for this. It sounds
Dude, this
awesome.
sounds so scary. Holy shit. I don't know if you've seen Threads, which is pretty much this movie, but it's like just a small town gets nuked. It's terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. So
from the 80s? It's on my watch list.
It's very good, very hard to watch. It's scary. Ugh. Dude, it just makes you feel sick. So I think that this is a sick idea and will probably be peak. And I like that Denis is still like cooking up some cool original stuff and not just like Sorry. We're recording early today because I have to work later, so a bit sleepy.
I know, Evan texted me and I was still in bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to see that he's still making random original shit and not just doing franchise. Not that he would ever do that.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see something this original and like it's kind of out there. I was very surprised when I read that, but I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
anybody
the cast.
Can pull it off, it's Denis. If anybody can pull it off, it's him. Or Chris Nolan. Imagine that. I might die if they were like Denis Villeneuve and Chris Nolan to co-direct Nuclear.
Oh my god.
I would be like, oh, it'd just be insane. Do you have any last stories that you want to go over? Because that was
I want to talk about George's review of Queen of the Trap House really quick because he just
I didn't
posted
even see
it.
This yet.
He just posted it. Let me read it. There was an earthquake while I was watching this, and part of me wished that earthquake collapsed my building so I wouldn't have had to continue watching this.
The dearest patrons of the Real Talk podcast, I cherish your love and support, but in this very moment, I very much dislike each and every one of you.
The comments on that post are so funny. Like, everyone's like, what are you doing? Why are you watching this? It makes me very happy to see the profit being spread.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is Will doing out here? Give Silence 2.5 stars.
What?
What are you doing?
That's insane. Ah, my god, sounds so good.
No, it's not. It's awful. This is one of the worst movies. So, and don't try to tell me otherwise because it just is. Okay, you want to get into our reviews for the day?
Yeah, what are we doing first? Are we just going chronologically?
Yeah. So, today is part 3 of our Paul Thomas Anderson director deep dive. Last week we talked about Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love. Now, we're moving on to PTA's next film after Punch Drunk Love. He had a big gap in between there. I don't know how many. Love was like 2000, right? 2002. 2 years later, release date. There we go. Yeah. So 5 years later, Paul Thomas Anderson said, "Okay, I came out with Punch Drunk Love. Now I'm gonna drop one of the greatest movies, and that is There Will Be Blood." This came out in 2007. Also, what a crazy year for film. Crazy year. I mean, you got Ratatouille, No Country for Old Men, Zodiac, Superbad, There Will Be Blood, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Hot Fuzz, Into the Wild, Bridge to Terabithia. You got Wreck, the first Transformers. It's just like insane year of great films. So, There Will Be Blood. Ruthless silver miner turned oil prospector Daniel Plainview moves to oil-rich California. using his son to project a trustworthy family man image. Plainview cons local landowners into selling him their valuable properties for pittance. However, local preacher Eli Sunday suspects Plainview's motives and intentions, starting a slow-burning feud that threatens both of their lives. This stars Daniel Day-Lewis, Paul Dano, Kevin J. O'Connor, Kieran Hines, Dylan Fraser, I don't know how to say, Colleen Foy is in it.
We get double Paul Dano in this movie, too.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy part about that is he wasn't even supposed... He was supposed to just play... So, if you don't know, Paul Dano plays twin brothers in this movie, and he was supposed to just play Paul Sunday.
That's crazy.
And I don't remember... they were, like, shooting his scenes for Paul Sunday, and they got the news that whoever they had cast for Eli Sunday... I can't remember who it was. It was a big... whoever they had cast for Eli Sunday, like, dropped out. And Paul Dano was like, well, what if you made them twin brothers and I played Eli Sunday? And Paul Thomas Anderson just, like, rewrote the role so he could play both characters. This movie has a 4.5 overall on Letterboxd. It's number 27 on the Letterboxd top 250. I don't know what the IMDb score is. It's got to be pretty high. Not that high. 8.2. That's insane.
Hey, we made it to the 8.2 somehow.
And yeah, I mean, it's a masterpiece. This might be Daniel... I mean, so far, this is my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis role. I've only seen 3 of his films. But so far, I think this is what he was best in, for me personally. Paul Dano is just electric here. Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano together are just insane. And we'll talk about like powerhouse duos, because it happens in The Master too, where the two leads just kind of take the movie from everybody else. But do you want to start by giving us your opening thoughts on There Will Be Blood, Evan?
Yeah, I saw this movie like when I was maybe 14, in my film bro awakening.
Yeah.
And I remember loving it. I thought it was insane. And like, this is a very long movie, and it does not feel it. The pacing is insane for a 2-hour, 40-minute movie. Especially I think the second half flies by. The performances are great. The score, I'm gonna be glazing Johnny Greenwood very heavily in this episode. He goes crazy. Cinematography is insane. The scene with the explosion, electric and intense as all hell. Insane character study. Like, it's just so good. It lives up to the hype. Like, it's as good as everybody says it is.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, so I
seriously can't believe you hadn't seen this movie before now.
Yeah, so I watched this last night. It was my first ever watch of this film. And yeah, like Evan said, I'd never seen it. I was just mind blown. I was locked in the entire time. There was not a single moment that dragged for me. I felt like it took a little bit to get going. But then once it gets going, there's not a single moment that drags. The performance from Daniel Day-Lewis is unreal. Paul Dano is unreal. That first scene where Daniel Day-Lewis goes into the church to kind of observe Eli Sunday, and he is like expelling the demon from the lady. I was just like, this is insane.
Dude,
what I said to Evan,
stealer. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Dano is like that in every single movie he's in. He is just one of the greats. But what I said to Evan before we started recording is that Killers of the Flower Moon wishes it could be There Will Be Blood. And it's just like, oh my god, it's so good. Daniel Plainview is a terrible and despicable character. His feud with Eli Sunday is just insane, and we get that feud all the way up to like the very end. where,
Yeah,
spoiler,
literally the
Daniel
last scene.
ends up like brutally murdering Eli Sunday with a
Oh my
bowling
god.
pin. Um, that scene is insane, where he's like, "Okay, I'll work with you, but you have to like denounce God."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I already got all that oil. I don't want to work with you. There's no oil there."
After he denounces God, which is crazy.
Yeah, and then he does the whole milkshake metaphor, and I
Oh my
was just
god.
like staring at the screen, just
Yep.
it's just unbelievable. I wonder
Dude,
what
could you
Oscars did
imagine
this movie win?
it won Best Cinematography and Daniel Day-Lewis won.
Paul Dano
Somehow it
didn't
only won
win?
two. Yeah. It only won two Oscars, which is crazy.
Okay, that would have been the '08 Oscars. So let's look at
He wasn't
why
even
Paul Dano.
nominated.
Paul Dano wasn't nominated? What are we doing here, people? What are we doing?
Wait,
That's
this movie kind of got snubbed.
2008 Oscars. So let's see. Um,
Did No Country win for Best Supporting Actor? Yeah, it did. No
well,
Country for Old Men won. Because Javier Bardem won, right?
that's valid.
Yeah, that was very valid.
That's valid.
Yeah, you
That's
can't be
valid.
mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actor Javier Bardem. Actress. Let's see. What else was it up for? There Will Be Blood. I'm trying to look at the other stuff it was up for.
Oh, Marianne Cotillard won.
It wasn't even up for that much.
No, I know.
It was
It's
up
kinda
for
weird.
Best Director, but the Coen brothers definitely deserve that. That's so hard because No Country is also just so peak.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it didn't get a screenplay nomination because I think the screenplay is amazing.
Yeah. So my question for you is: do you think this should have won Best Picture over No Country?
Oh, No Country won.
Yeah,
Oh, this is better than No Country for Old Men in my opinion.
I disagree. I think
Really, I haven't seen No Country for Old Men since like the time I first saw There Will Be Blood, though, so it's been a while.
you got to rewatch it. It's
I will.
so perfect. It is so perfect. I think it's very close, but I do think No Country is better. And I just love seeing movies like No Country for Old Men winning. You know, because that genre, like action thriller, isn't a movie that generally wins a lot of awards. So love seeing that.
Dude, this year was so stacked. That's actually crazy. Michael Clayton too. I don't know if you've seen that political drama. Peak.
Yeah, I've heard from people who have watched it, like relatives, where they're like, "Yeah, it's okay." You know.
Damn. I own it. We can watch it sometime.
Let's do it. But yeah, this movie is just like, it's so good. It is so good, and I can't believe I waited this long to watch it.
What did you think of finally experiencing the "I've abandoned my child" scene?
I mean, just absolutely electric.
Dude, it kind of sucks that like you'd seen that scene beforehand, right?
Yeah, on all the film edits where it's like, I am lost.
Yeah. I've abandoned my boy. So, did that take away from the Daniel straight dropping his son off because he's deaf and doesn't want to deal with him? Did that kind of kill that reveal?
No, definitely not. No,
Okay.
I was like, because leading up to that, I was like, okay, he's kind of greedy and kind of does what he wants to get what he wants, but he still seems like a good guy. And then he did that, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy's like insane.
Yeah. The scene between him and his son grown up at the end is so heartbreaking.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, I think the time jump in the last like act really makes the pace just go crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene is so heartbreaking because he's like, I want to go to Mexico and like I'm gonna start my own company, and he's like, oh, now we're rivals, and his son is like, no, we can work together, like we're not rivals, and Daniel's just like, nope, you're dead to me, get out of here. Ugh.
Yeah. It's
So
just
sad.
unbelievable. I've talked over my notes. I mean, the explosion scene we talked about. The sound design there is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good.
Uh,
I was reading that explosion, because they were filming pretty close to No Country for Old Men's set, and that explosion went off, and it like just destroyed the No Country for Old Men set for like an entire day because they couldn't. There was smoke in the background and shit.
That's really funny.
Yeah, this. I kind of forgot how good this movie was.
Yeah.
It's.
Do you have any last notes?
I want to watch it again, like sooner than the last gap.
Yeah.
Because I watched this on my like laptop, and I want to watch it in like on a big TV. I was being stupid and watch it on the old computer.
Hey, that's what I did.
Because it's a
too,
visually astounding film. It looks so good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, easy 5 stars.
Easy. Should we get into
Yes.
debatably Paul Thomas Anderson's best film?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Paul
If Cash
Thomas
is listening,
Anderson.
he's gonna be rolling his eyes.
Yeah, this is a shout out. Nice little fuck you to Cash. So, Paul Thomas Anderson came out. At this point, he's come out with Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, and There Will Be Blood. 3 massively peak movies. And at this point, he decides, you know what? I'm going to come out with maybe the greatest movie of all time.
It's so good. It's so good.
So, my guy drops a slow burn, dialogue-driven drama, The Master, in 2012. With Joaquin Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, Rami Malek, Laura Dern, Jesse frickin' Plemons, and he's like, all right, yeah, we're just gonna drop this. It's 4.0 overall on Letterboxd, an IMDb score of I'm assuming too low. What? 7.1?
What? 7 point? That's crazy.
That is insane. That is insane.
That's stupid. That's a criminal score.
That's crazy. That is criminal. Freddie, a volatile, heavy-drinking veteran who suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, finds some semblance of a family when he stumbles into the ship of Lancaster Dodd, the charismatic leader of a new religion he forms after World War II. Holy cow, dude. Evan was glazing this.
I've been glazing this movie for years.
We watch partied this yesterday, and Evan was glazing this so hard. He was like, Trey, this is like one of the greatest movies ever made. And I'm like, okay. And we're watching it, and before like the peak scenes, Evan would be like, all right, this is like one of the greatest scenes of all time. This right here. And Evan can attest to it. I was pretty silent through most of the film.
Yeah, it was so
quieter.
Funny I said
quieter than I usually am.
I was like, dude, you gotta lock in. The scene is peak, and he's like, dude, I've been locked in. I'm not even gaming. I was like, oh shit, we won. We won.
And we finished, and because me and Evan, we usually yap during movies. And this, I was pretty quiet the whole time. And we finished, and I was just like, holy shit balls.
Shout out to the homie Jonathan for joining us for that too.
Yeah, Jonathan is the homie. He does recognize peak, unlike Cash. Ugh.
Yeah. Also, actually, no, you keep talking. I'll say it later.
This movie is insane. This movie is so good. How we talked about like the dynamic of Eli Sunday and Daniel Plainview with Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano. The dynamic between Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman here. They just steal the show. It is their movie.
Yeah.
It is so good. Their performances, it's, I think, what might be the best performance from each of them.
I genuinely think this is one of the best acted movies of all time.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of scenes that you can point to here that are like, yeah. But I think my favorite scene was when they're at like the house party and that guy starts questioning like, and it's when you can see Philip Seymour Hoffman like trying to like, you can see Lancaster Dodd like trying to hold back this anger of this guy.
Like the
like
one where he's like questioning about like curing leukemia and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see Philip Seymour Hoffman like holding back because this guy is basically like, like Philip Seymour Hoffman says, he is asking questions he already knows the answers to.
See that?
And then Philip Seymour Hoffman, this might be the greatest, and Mom, skip ahead. This might be one of the greatest line deliveries ever. Philip Seymour Hoffman loses it for like 2 seconds. He's talking in this really chill way. Oh, God, my microphone. Sorry. Oh, mother.
I'll interject with Paul Thomas, or Philip Seymour Hoffman already is maybe the best person to use the word fuck on the planet.
Yeah.
This might be the best one.
He loses it, and he just goes, he's talking really quietly, like he's trying to keep calm, like he's like, and we do it this way, you pig fuck! And he says it like that, and I'm just like, oh, goddamn!
He says, if you already know the questions that you're at, or if you already know the answers to the questions, then why are you asking? Pig fuck! Oh my god, it's so good.
It's such a good delivery because it's so aggressive, and then the instant after he says it, he like pulls it back, like he's like he like just lost it for a second, and it is just so good. It is so good. Like I can see myself rewatching that scene multiple times.
Yeah.
Also with the scene, the first interview scene between...
My favorite scene in a movie ever.
Holy cow!
These are two dudes, two actors locked the fuck in. They are just on their A game. It is such a dark-ass room. It's like nothing exists except for the two of them. And it's like a joke to Joaquin at first, and he's laughing, and then it starts really locking in, and like he goes for a while without. If you haven't seen this scene, Paul or Philip, jeez, I keep like messing up the two of them. Philip Seymour Hoffman says, "You have to answer these." He asks him some questions, and then he's like, "All right, we're done." Joaquin's like, "No, give me more." Says, "You have to answer the next series of questions without blinking. If you blink, we go back to the start." And he's blinking, and it's funny, and then he stops blinking, and the questions, he's doubling back on questions. Did you ever kill a man? Yes. But at first he said no, and it's like, do you ever think about how inconsequential you are? He's like, no. And then it's like, yes. And
yeah,
he is unlocking this guy and peeling him back layer by layer in the most insane way possible, to the point where he just lets him blink because he already knows he's got him like fully unlocked and could get anything out of Joaquin, out of Freddy. Like Freddy is his now.
Well, yeah, and you see that from their first interaction. Like the instant Lancaster Dodd meets Freddy, he sees right through him.
Yep.
Like he's already like, oh yeah, I have you figured out. No matter he's, and the other thing with this film, visually, it is insane. It's I don't know how to explain it, because it's not the shot selection, it might be the color palette, just the combination of the color palette, the lighting, and it just looks impeccable.
Yeah,
every scene looks unbelievable.
I think it's a combination of the colors, that the vibrant this movie has a lot of vibrant colors in it, like especially from the beginning.
Yeah.
The shot of the boat in the water, like the blues pop like crazy, and they're always wearing colorful ass outfits, and the costume design in this is amazing. And then the lighting ripples off these guys' faces to create shadows on their own faces, and it just is like so crystal clear. I would have murdered to watch this movie in 70mm, because I'm pretty sure they played it in 70mm.
Yeah.
It just looks so good. I can't get over how good it looks. it locks you in with amazing characters, and then it's like, oh, also, it's very beautiful to look at. You don't want to take your eyes off the screen because it just looks so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shout out to Philip Seymour Hoffman's killer mustache in this movie. Holy smokes.
Yeah. If only this could have been Philip Seymour Hoffman's last movie instead of Mockingjay Part 2. Yeah.
I wish he won for this. Ugh, makes me sad.
Yeah.
I love that it both makes me happy and sad that the only Oscar nominations for this movie are acting noms.
Yeah, so Daniel Day-Lewis won for Lincoln. I think Joaquin Phoenix... I've seen Lincoln, too. I think Joaquin Phoenix takes that. And Phil... Who won? Oh, Christoph Waltz won for Django.
Another one that's like,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. You know, he was great. And then I don't think... I mean, Amy Adams was nominated for... But again,
not in this movie that much.
Yeah, no one is, because Paul Thomas Anderson and this wasn't even nominated for like cinematography?
No, somehow. I don't know how.
That is insane. This is an insanely underrated movie, I'm slowly figuring out.
I've been saying that.
See, this is why we're best friends, Evan.
Yeah.
We just agree on everything.
I said for the longest
most of the time.
This was my favorite movie of all time for like 10 years because it was like it just opened my eyes to how good a movie can be technically, acting wise, soundtrack, score, all this shit. It is impeccable. I would show this movie to somebody who's never seen movies before.
Yeah, this is like a perfect like
everyone on their age. There's no bad.
Yeah, and you even you forget that Jesse Plemons, that Amy Adams, that the others characters are in it because Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin Phoenix just steals the show. And Paul Thomas Anderson lets them do that.
Oh yeah, dude! I literally said to you like an hour and a half into this movie, I was like, "Oh my god, Rami Malek's in this movie," and you were like, "Dude, he's been in it for like half an hour." I was like, "Oh shit,"
because you're not paying attention to any of them.
Yeah. They're great, but...
They are great.
But Hoffman and Joaquin are just... They're better. They're built different. The prison scene, amazing. I love a good...
It's so good!
I love a good yell fest, and holy shit, that scene goes crazy. And the way it's shot, too, like, it's like there's a wall between them, but they can see each other. It's just like... Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie is... It's so good. It is so good.
I love the ending too, when Joaquin's just taken over and he's interviewing this girl mid-sex and she's like, "Oh, pop it back in. It fell out." He's like,
"Dude, that was like,
dude, this is so
whoa,
funny.
whoa."
He is Lancaster. This is the new Lancaster. Ugh.
Do you have any final notes that you want to talk about? I got through all mine.
If you think this movie's boring, rewatch it because it's not boring. It's really not.
It's
I know people say it's boring. Rewatch this movie. Give it another chance.
Yeah.
Because I think it's horrifically slept on, and it's just...
I mean, not as slept on as Tron Legacy, but it's slept on.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like more people talk about Tron Legacy than this.
Yeah, but not in a good way. You know?
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Tron, I am comfortable saying Tron Legacy is visually one of the best looking movies of all time. Taking out the Jeff Bridges de-aging, whatever they did for Clue. I mean, golly, that looks rough. But everything else, holy cow.
Yep.
Holy cow.
We'll do an episode on it at some point.
I guarantee you if Tron Legacy came out now, it would be so much more... It was so ahead of its time. It was so ahead of its time.
Tron Ares isn't a dog fire, like dumpster fire.
God, I really hope so. They just need to get Joseph Kosinski to direct, because he really did cook with Tron Legacy.
They need to bring Jared Leto back from Crazy Town.
Yeah, because he isn't... People are like, Jared Leto isn't a good actor. Jared Leto is a good actor. He's just a crazy person.
He is a good actor. He chooses roles badly, like...
But, like, look at Requiem for a Dream. Look at Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, Dallas Buyers Club is amazing in that.
Look at My So-Called Life. He's great in My So-Called Life.
I haven't seen that.
It's like an old 90s TV show. Like 90s sitcom type deal. He was pretty good.
He literally won an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club. Like, he's a good actor.
He is a good... Well, the Oscars aren't a great way to determine if someone's good or not because people get snubbed all the time. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I do understand what you were saying.
Dude,
yeah,
okay. I need to know what is in Mr. Freddy's potion, and I kind of want to have a sip of it because it was KOing people left, right, and center in this fucking movie.
Dude, it's probably just moonshine. Honestly, it's probably just moonshine. Because I've drank. A buddy of mine, when I was not sober, he got a hold of a bottle of moonshine, like pure moonshine, and I did like 2 shots, and I was gone. It's just like, so it's probably just moonshine. That's my theory.
The color made me think they were just drinking straight gasoline.
It's also possible. I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Those are reviews for the day. So our upcoming episodes, Tuesday, we're reviewing Mad Max Fury Road and Sherlock Jr. And then next Friday, we will be talking Inherent Vice and Phantom Thread. And then the Tuesday after that, let me pull it up here. I know it. It's the Tuesday after that. Oh yeah, we're watching Wild Tales and The Wages of Fear, which I've never really heard of either of those. So, looking forward to some new watches. And then that Friday, we're finishing up our Paul Thomas Anderson watch through with Licorice Pizza, and maybe we'll talk about. I don't know what else we'll talk about. I don't know. Maybe just Licorice Pizza. Which will be a short conversation because I think it's fine. I don't know how you feel about it, Evan.
I love it. 5
love
stars.
it?
I genuinely love it.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so good.
I think it's perfectly okay. That's what I think.
That is my favorite hangout
movie. Who knows? I could. My opinion could change. It's
Paul Thomas Anderson's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I disagree. I think his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the master.
Yeah.
Because what Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is to Quentin Tarantino it's like his culmination of everything he's good at.
Yeah, he made it for himself.
Yeah, kind of like Oppenheimer for Christopher Nolan. It's like his piece de resistance, and that's the master, man.
Yeah, you might be spitting.
I know I'm spitting. Who's in Inherent Vice? I don't even know what this is about.
It's pretty stacked. It's a noir about a stoner.
Hell yeah, man, that sounds sick. Is it good? I'm excited.
I like it. I need to rewatch it because I saw it when I was a kid and I didn't.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
I mean,
cool.
Max has it at a half star.
Yeah.
But Max has a lot of things at a half star. So
it's Joaquin Phoenix, Josh Brolin, Eric Roberts, Maya Rudolph, Michael Kenneth Williams, Hong Chau's in it, Benicio del Toro, Jenna Malone, Owen Wilson. Pretty stacked cast. Reese Witherspoon.
Jenna Malone, I recognize that name. Is that the girl? Yeah, the girl from Donnie Darko. That's what I've seen her in. Well, and
She's
a bunch
in the
of
Neon
other
Demon
stuff.
too, I think.
That movie is crazy.
Yeah.
Holy cow. What an insane movie. Nicholas Winding Refn, you sick man.
I love you. I love him so much.
Oh my god, he makes weird shit.
He sure does.
Maya Rudolph is in it. I love Maya Rudolph. She is hilarious. I miss her on SNL. Yeah, so those are our upcoming episodes. Please make sure to check those out. Also, shout out to everybody who's subscribed to us on YouTube. We just hit 50 subscribers. Thank you.
Go.
Now, get us to 100. Share us with your friends. Also, shout out to you guys for blowing up our last video. 164 views. What? That's insane. So thank you. We much appreciate you guys listening and enjoying our podcast. It makes us feel good. We'll be here as long as you guys keep listening. And even if you guys aren't listening, if we're getting like 0 views, we'll probably still be here. We love doing this.
Absolutely.
Because I'm committed to finishing the IMDb Top 250, no matter how long it takes me. So, should we get into what we've been watching?
Yes, sir. I literally have one movie and a short film.
Okay, why don't you do those, and then I'll just, like, bust through mine.
Yeah, yesterday, me and the homies watched Alex Biscardi's short film, Street of Dreams. This is my second time seeing it. It's fucking awesome. It is so well made. The audio design is phenomenal. The score is great. It is like he's going places. It's peak. It's so peak.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then what was the one movie?
I watched The Omen this morning after everyone started blowing up about how good the first Omen is. I was like, yeah, I should probably watch the actual first one.
Oh yeah. Was it good?
It's very good. It's very eerie, very visually, like, just creepy. It's creepy as shit. It's not like jump scares. It's just creepy as shit. Some great kills. Another reason to not have children: might accidentally born the child of Satan.
That would be a huge disappointment.
Big time disappointment.
You'd be like, damn, shucks. Can't really redo this one.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I really liked it. It's the Jesus Christ. It's pretty much a movie about.
I just thinking the baby is born, and then you figure out like 2 years later it's like the child of Satan, and you're just like, ah, shucks.
Yep. They just spend the movie trying to kill the kid. It's very entertaining. It's a good time.
Oh God!
There's a bunch
Evan, you make me laugh.
Shit.
Ah, darn it!
Not again.
Not again! It's like the second time it's happened. God, why does this keep happening to us? Freaking children of Satan. And that's hilarious. Oh my
First
lord.
Rosemary, now this damn kid. And
Yeah. Is that the plot of Rosemary's Baby? I've never seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll probably pirate it because fuck you, Roman Polanski.
Yep.
You're a bad person.
You are a terrible person.
Yep. Okay, so I watched first one I'm gonna do, Choose or Die. Netflix horror film. Peak. I don't know what the 1.9 average rating is on Letterboxd.
Like this movie.
I don't really understand that. Evan, I want you to watch it. Even if you don't like it, I want you to watch it and tell me what I'm missing here.
Dude, I wanted to watch it.
Then watch it.
Yeah,
I remember. You got some gnarly kills. It's an original idea. You got It's like if Jumanji was a horror movie.
Yeah, and it's about video games too, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Robert Englund voice. You get his voice in it. Just a blast. I had a good time.
I will
with that.
watch it.
I watched Homefront for the first time with Jason Statham.
That's a blast.
Love some Jason Statham action movies. And
tears with my dad.
Love seeing Jason Statham just put down Southern dummy Hicks. Just give that to me all day. And then I watched Soul Surfer. Really cool true story. The movie was kind of okay. It was very, very fine. Anna Sophia Robb was in it, and she is... I mean, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah. Yeah. She, I mean, she's beautiful. That's all I say. And then I watched this horror movie off of Shudder called Mandrake, and I had high expectations. Looked cool. It was not. It was fine. Nothing too exciting. Yeah. And then I started yesterday. Yesterday was an insane day until the end of the day. I started the day with the original Mad Max. Since we're watching Fury Road, I want to watch the original trilogy before watching Fury Road, because that's just the way I like to do things. Holy cow. The OG Mad Max, Mel Gibson, is just a badass. Just racing cars and it's cool guys doing cool guy shit.
When you started saying race, I thought you were gonna say racist guy.
Well, he is very racist.
That too, yeah.
So fuck you, Mel Gibson. But also, they're just racist. It's cool guys doing cool guy shit.
Yeah,
that's what these movies are. And then I watched The Master with Evan. Obviously, we already talked about that. And then I watched Mad Max 2: Road Warrior. Again, still peak. Probably better than the first, in my opinion.
Yep.
Again, just cool guys doing cool guy shit. I can see that Army of Darkness drew a lot of influence from this film. So if you're a fan of Army of Darkness, go check out Mad Max 2. Just cool guys doing cool guy shit. There Will Be Blood, watch that, peak. And then I watched How It Ends with Forrest Whitaker and Theo James. And
you made me laugh so hard.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't. This is one of the worst paced movies I've ever seen. It was so boring. And again, I'm usually a fan of like apocalyptic, end of the world type movies. Me and Evan both are. This one sucked, but it was, even Forrest Whitaker, bless his heart, couldn't save this one. But thank you for listening.
I got two things.
Shit.
I will be seeing Monkey Man tomorrow with my dad in IMAX, or maybe not IMAX. I don't know what it's playing in, but gonna go see that.
Hashtag jealous. I gotta work for the next 2 weeks straight. So
yeah, that sucks. I gave The Beekeeper a 5 because I saw it in theaters with my dad. This movie is getting 8 stars. Watching action movies, dudes, guys doing shit, cool shit, like, together.
Yeah, especially when it's an actual good action movie.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And then I'm gonna try and go see The First Omen on Sunday, I think.
Massive W. Evan is just our 2023 releases guy.
20 Wrong year.
God, we're so old.
It's too early. It's 11 a.m.
It's
not that early.
It's really not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. And then, in 6 days, Late Night with the Devil comes out on Shudder. So me and Trey will be watching that shit.
Finally. We're going to do like a 3-hour Glaze episode.
Yep.
Just on Late Night with the Devil.
We've been waiting so we can watch it together.
Yes, we have.
I'm very, very excited for that.
And
so let's play that at some point.
Thank you for listening today. If you want to find us on our socials, I'm Trey the Film Noob, basically everywhere. Did I post a TikTok last night with my movie reviews? I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I was like, do I have to do that this morning? And then, I'm Trey the Film Noob everywhere. Evan is Evan0567 on Letterboxd. Give us a subscribe to our channel if you're watching right now. Give us a like. Share us with your friends who also like film, or even if they don't like film. We just like having a goofy, fun time.
And if they don't like film, show them The Master, and they will like film.
That is true. They will. It is like a scientifically proven fact that if someone doesn't like film and then you show them The Master, they will automatically be a film bro. Even if they're a girl, they're going to be a film bro. Yeah. If you show them that.
Yep. It's peak.
Let's see. That's about it. Yeah, thanks for listening today. We kept it under an hour because Evan has crap to do.
Going to therapy. Let's go, boys.
Woo!
Therapy.
Mental health, man. Go to therapy. It's good for you.
It's good for you.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Yeah, catch you on Tuesday.